I got to go through. I'm going through the brain mapping, and one of the things that I thought was interesting about it was how my brain looked before, like the 3 steps that it went through, and it was interesting that in color, the red spots versus the blue. And then what cognitive things that, I gave back. How critical is that? When you're just talking about just an age factor, how critical is that cognitive piece to fight for that, as a part of this?
Oh, the brain controls everything.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I love physical therapy. My son is an athletic trainer and a kinesiologist, so I'm totally into that. But if that's all we do, we're working just on, the sort of the end point. But if we can wake up the control center, right, and connect basically the brain to the muscle, that's what we're doing. I guess what I'm trying to say is that degeneration happens, and generation has already happened. So instead of waiting for the fall to occur, let's go through and let's measure. We can actually measure this area in the motor cortex. We can actually have very good measurements of all various areas. That, we bring in the psychological component, we bring in the neurological component. Everything is standard medicine that we're putting people through. We have an electroencephalogram, and then we have very specific training. So in order to turn the thing around, we actually have to go against natural decline, natural aging, right? We have to measure it, and then we have to have a program to begin to rehabilitate it.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely against cultural norms. You don't hear that conversation, going. It's more teaching, again, how you live with it.
Yeah, no.
Get a walker, get a cane, get, these things that just kind of help you live with it. So that's fascinating, I think, for our listeners that, people are probably going, what? You mean there's a fight? There's something that can be done. What are the tools that would be helpful? I know you got some other things that I'm excited about one of them because it's just some cool technology stuff. So
yeah. Well, it's totally tool. When you look at you went through it, Louis, the computer-generated electroencephalogram to just see, what area of the brain that needs work. Now, in terms of memory, it could be all kinds of things. It could be components of anxiety or depression. It can be issues with sleep or sleeplessness or even quality of sleep. Heck, it can be that the brain is in the wrong brain wave during the wake cycle. In other words, instead of being beta or high beta, maybe because of poor sleep, you're in delta wave, but you're in the slowest brain wave, if you will, trying to accomplish business in the course of the day.
Wow,
you'll get it done, but it just won't be efficient.
Right. So your brain's in night, you're in day.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, but the thing is, we keep doing it over and over and over again. It's like, this is crazy.
Right.
So the first order of business is let's look at the brain. And we have the technology to do it. So let's map the brain. Let's find out, if we're in the right brain wave, if you will, in the area of whether it's sleep or awake. Let's get that efficient. Let's get that lined up as you went through.
Right.
Yeah. And then let's start there. Otherwise, we're literally burning energy. And the physical therapy or the therapy we're going to be going through won't be as efficient.
Right. Yeah, one of the things I was experiencing is just sleep disruption. I couldn't get to sleep. I could not get to sleep. I'd wake up every night at 3 o'clock, and so my morning is disrupted because I go back and then it's 5:30, 6 o'clock. So, now I can sleep 90% of the time straight through the night.
Right.
And I'm surprised. I'm like, oh, it's 5:30. Geez, I slept through the night. But it has been the result of, I think, going through and doing the testing and mapping and just kind of feeling that cognitive piece just, come back.